Number 33 says, if we want to solve by elimination, so it's a system of equations, they're telling me to use elimination. But then they actually force me to use it. They say, what could you multiply equation B by? So they're asking about the steps of elimination. That will result in only the y variable, which is key to mean that the x variable is eliminated. So if I want to eliminate these x's, this is a positive 2x. I need this number on this variable x to be the same number, 2, but the opposite sign, so a negative 2. So if I want to multiply this top equation and turn this variable into a negative 2 in front, I have to multiply by negative 2. The result of that is negative 2x minus 18y equals negative 20. And I'm only doing that so that I can check and see when I multiply by negative 2, my 2x and my negative 2x did cancel. That is how I would eliminate my x's. Therefore, that is how I would start the elimination process. And our answer is A. Number 34, the first term in the sequence is negative 12. That means a sub 1. The recursive formula given here means my next term, a sub n, equals our previous term plus 9. What that means is a sub 2, if I want my second term, is a sub 1 plus 9. So I had to use that information. I figured out that a sub 2 equals negative 3, okay? That's my second term. Well, check, 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 check. They've all got negative 3. So I got to go one step further, at least. A sub 3. Well, a sub 3 uses my a sub 2 and adds 9 to it. So my a sub 3, my second term, or my next term in the sequence should be a positive 6. Gone, gone, gone. The easiest, quickest way to do this is just to know what this definition means. This means our first term, and this is actually our recursive formula for an arithmetic sequence, which means we add 9 every step or term. In other words, we start at negative 12, we hop over plus 9 to be negative 3, hop over to 6, which is plus 9. And then we hop over to 15 with another plus 9. Okay, that's the quickest way to understand those definitions. Number 35, again, it's testing you to see if you can do elimination method. It says, which could you multiply to cancel out the x's? Okay, so if I was doing this problem, I wouldn't cancel the x's, they're tougher. But this is what it asks us for. So we need 6 and 4 to turn into the same number, but with opposite signs. Bright side is they've already got opposite signs, so we don't have to fiddle with negatives, okay? They're already going to be opposite signs. We just need to change them into the same number. So I have to consider what my least common multiple between 4 and 6 is. So I need a number bigger or equal to the largest one, but I need both of them to go into it. Okay, so I'm thinking even numbers. I'm thinking 8. 8's not going to work, but I think about a further ahead. I think 12. Well, 6 will go into 12 evenly, and 4 will go into 12 evenly. So that's the number I'm shooting for. If I wanted to multiply this top equation and make it into a 12 out front, I would have to multiply by 2. For the bottom equation, if I want to turn that negative 4 into a negative 12, I would need to multiply by 3. So equation A by 2, equation B by 3, our answer should have been A. Here's number 36. She graphed this big equation using slope and y-intercept. Her graph is shown above, which supports the graph that she has drawn. So you've just got to be able to identify these pieces of the graph. Notice the slope changes positive, negative, and they wrote this in words. That's a bit tricky. And then the y-intercept. Well, I see that this slope is going down. That means it should have a negative slope. With that information in hand, I'm eliminating 2 options because they said positive slope. Now I've just got to decide between the y-intercept. my y-intercept is either at positive 0 or 0, positive 3 or 0, negative 3. Well, I see y-intercept is where does it cross the y-axis at 0, comma 3. So therefore my answer is B. Okay, answer was B on that one. Oh gosh, we hated this section, guys. Oh, we hated these. We hated this section. But it's not so bad. You solve it just like you would any other equation, just this one has extra letters. But we don't have to figure out what those letters are. We just have to solve it, specifically for the given variable r. Just like if this was an x, you're just going to get everything else and move it to the other side. This 3t has to get moved all as one piece. So we subtract 3t, subtract 3t. What we result in is p minus 3t, which is how I would write this, equals 4r. My last step, I divide by 4 and I divide by 4. This is a p. Those cancel out. I get the r. There's a lot of different ways to write this answer. You could take the 4 and put it into both pieces, or you could leave it as is. I look over here at my answers, and I see most of theirs, they left as is. So I'm thinking my answer should probably be p minus 3t over 4. And there it is. P minus 3t over 4. Okay, number 38 is a bit tricky, but thankfully they give you the equation, okay? They're giving us the equation. Next, we have to identify which of these years, what we're actually plugging in for t. And it doesn't tell us what our population is going from, so we start with 1960 equaling 0, which means 1975 has to equal 15, 30, 45, and then 60. That's because every time they went up by 15 years. Okay? Well, if 2005 corresponded to 45, then what they're asking for is 2010. That corresponds to the number 50. So we hop over in our calculator and we use their equation. We've got 200 times 1.01223. Raise it to the 50th power. And we see we get 367.274. That corresponds to that correct answer of 367,274 people.